What that is, folks, that is a classic chop block. A chop block is where one offensive lineman here engaged with defensive on rusher gets aid from another offensive lineman who tries to block that same defensive pass rusher low at the knees. This is a chop block, folks, all right? That is a clear chop block. And yet, ACC referees threw the flag to point this out and then mysteriously and deliberately took the flag away. This occurred during the final crucial drive that SMU had launched in trying to get in the position to at least tie a contest and still have a chance to beat Cal to go and play in the ACC Championship. But by divine providence, that didn't happen because this and another ACC referee attempt to snatch the game from Cal failed. Congratulations to my California Golden Bears for snatching victory from the jaws of defeat after having a victory in hand, only to see its own misguided strategy lose the contest. Jaron, Keawe, Sagapolutele was once again brilliant. 31 of 40, 330 yards, 4 touchdown passes, and throws a gross of 3,000 yards, becoming only the second freshman in Cal history to throw for 3,000 yards in his first season, the first being Jaron, of course. What a game, what a contest, and what a comeback. This game proves in the way Cal stopped SMU and with the ACC refs trying to take the game away. The other way that the ACC refs did it, and I have to explain, was a little bit earlier in the same quarter where the SMU had clearly, the receiver had clearly fumbled the ball and the ball rolled out of bounds, which would have led to an 8-yard loss. But again, mysteriously, the refs said, hey, it was an incomplete pass, which means no fumble. No fumble, okay? The ACC has done that to us before. Let's take last year when we had Fernando Mendoza, who's undoubtedly going to be the Heisman Trophy winner this year as our quarterback. Remember when we played Miami and we had a situation where our split end was clocked over the middle by Miami defenders, and it looked like there should have been a targeting call. Remember how the targeting call wasn't made, even though it was obvious? All right. The ACC is really good for unleashing at least one really kind of like, are you kidding me? Call that implies that they're trying to assist one team or the other. And I have to say that there's not a situation where you can look at it and say, well, gee, it really looks like the Cal's got its share of aid from ACC referees, because we haven't. We've had to survive this stuff all season long. We had to deal with it last year. All right. Now, let's get to what we did right. What we did right was really taking it to SMU, really having a fantastic, it's almost classic air raid style of attack. But what we did wrong was once we achieved the 3-touchdown lead, we didn't use, and it's something that apparently we don't have in our playbook, we need to have it, a series of full house backfields, 2 tight end formations that allow us to call power running games where we have double blockers at the point of attack, pulling guards one way or the other, all for the purpose of having long developing running plays that didn't get you yards. Why long developing running plays? Because long developing running plays use up clock, run down the clock, or as John Facenda with NFL Films would say, muscle down the clock and assure a win. Instead, we were playing 5 wide receiver, and we were actually playing as if we were behind the Mustangs. And what happened? It really looked like that too, okay? You don't play 5 wide receivers. Why? Because, look, if you're going to play 5 wide and throw, it's because you're trying to gain yards and score points, and you're behind. You don't do it when you're trying to maintain a lead. The pass lasts maybe for 2 seconds, whereas if it's a run, you're talking about 5 seconds, 7 seconds. That's time off the clock. All right, time off the clock. And a staple of Cal's game preparation should be in running plays that deliberately use a lot of clock and gain yards, and design those plays and then execute those plays for, moments when, hey, look, we're 2 touchdowns up or a touchdown up, and we need to play keep away from our opponent. Another example of what I'm thinking about, if you ever remember, or if you haven't, just go on YouTube. You can watch the Dallas Cowboys visiting the San Francisco 49ers in the 1981 NFC Championship game. Yeah, that game that included the catch, Dwight Clark. The 49ers executed a 4-minute drive that led to the eventual catch. They ate up much of the clock when it mattered the most. Bill Walsh's play calls were brilliant at a time when the Cowboys expected the 49ers to throw. Walsh ran, and he ran sweeps. Sweep left, sweep right, double reverse. He ran sweeps, and that used a great deal of clock, and yet it gained yardage and put the 49ers in a position to win the game, and that's what happened. That's the kind of thinking that Cal needs to employ today in order to do better. The talent that Cal has deserves that. And also, Cal has to rethink how it coaches football and how it thinks about football. Where I'm going with this is that different parts of the university should be involved in the football team. So if you have the chemistry division, maybe the chemistry division can come up with a type of fabric for shoes that Cal players can wear, so that, for example, they play better in the rain, better traction, better speed. Or you have another division or a contest where people can design different types of plays, and the winning design gets a stipend or something like that, maybe $1,000 in game tickets or something like that, or free dinners for the semester at the Berkeley restaurant of their choice, among a list of possible choices. My point is, get the university involved, make it an academic experience, teach the students about running a football team, which is great for business administration purposes. Make it really truly a part of the fabric of the university rather than just playing football. That's just my idea. But congratulations to the Cal seniors and to the coaching staff and the athletic department staff, who really have been through a lot. I understand that everybody is really pulling in the same direction and wants the same thing, and we're all frustrated when it doesn't happen, and we all believe that we should be on top of number one, and we're right. That's exactly it. So with that, I say, go Bears. Thank you.